This is Paul Keaton with the Dorsey Wright Minute today for February the 26th, and wanted to bring up an interesting observation that actually came to us from a long time client of ours, Craig Weiner, who's an advisor at Aaron Capital out in Tennessee. And Craig is one of those guys that's a frequent commentator on the Dorsey Wright discussion forum, which is where a lot of Dorsey Wright clients and PNFers get together to discuss different things, different observations they've seen. And one of the things Craig mentioned, who's a very astute follower of ours and has been for years, was he saw that the Dorsey Wright Oil Index had given its first relative strength, long-term relative strength sell signal versus the rest of the U.S. equity market. And this was something that we have not seen for over a decade. Since we've been following these Dorsey Wright indexes. We actually created these indexes to be a little bit different than the other things that were available at the time, in the sense that we created indexes that were equally weighted. When we create an oil index, we give no more weight to Chevron and Exxon than we do any other oil company out there like Apache and so on and so forth. And so you get a better feel for what the average oil company is really doing. And so what this change suggests is that the average oil stock is quite simply beginning to significantly underperform the broader market. And that was a very interesting thing, and as I mentioned, it's an interesting observation because it hasn't happened for the last decade, and it's something that Craig brought to our attention, and we certainly thank him for that. In context, it's kind of interesting, and it makes me think about Theodore Modis, who's someone that we talk about from time to time, and he's discussed how every resource, every major source of energy for the world has sort of a natural lifespan. And Mr. Modis is, or Dr. Modis, I should say, is actually a scientist. And what he says and what he predicts is that in the future, the next real fuel to overtake oil will be natural gas. And it's very, very interesting when you think of natural gas and what has happened over the last year and how technology has allowed for significant increases in the natural gas that's actually available for production. There was through seismic technology and 3D seismic technology and things of that nature. And so what we actually see are that a lot of the natural gas stocks are actually holding up very well, where indeed things like Chevron and Exxon, you could look at those and see some major technical flaws. So just some interesting observations today that we thought you might find interesting. If you're looking for something that actually is specific to natural gas, First Trust has the only natural gas ETF out there, symbol FCG. There are many of oil-related ETFs that are available, too many to name here. But anyway, we thought you'd find this interesting, and this has been the Dorsey Wright Minute for February 26th.